And
on.
yes, perfect. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you, Dr. Prasanna. So, welcome to each and everyone who has joined, the students and maybe your parents also. So, I would like to briefly introduce. Welcome to this session. I'm Subir here from Rotary Club. Many of you may be knowing Rotary Club, but otherwise, Rotary Club is a large international charity organization, and you may look up about Rotary by going to the website rotary.org. Okay, so we have a club operating out of Bangalore, but we are an online club with members around the world, and we are organizing this session on AI for students uh, as a social outreach to interact with the students, the student community. And we are having today Dr. Prasanna, who is going to take session. He has conducted quite many sessions on AI for students like you. And we are very happy and we are very proud to get his time. And he has written books also on AI. And I think he's very, he's very well equipped and he loves teaching students. And he'll be taking these two sessions spread over today and tomorrow. Okay. So please make best use of your time. Ask all the questions, learn everything that you can, and we'll we'll meet again and again. And we have got many other programs coming up, and we'll share with you. Okay, and to the parents, we'll say that you can also be a part of this Rotary journey, and we'll be very happy to interact with you. Okay. With all that, I would request Dr. Prasanna to take over from here. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Prasanna. And students, welcome. Enjoy this journey. Okay. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you, Subir. And as a member of Rotary Club, I am honored by yourself. And in I wish to thank Gitanjali Madam and Mr. Wilson and many of our Rotary colleagues for inviting me, along with the Innovation Global team for inviting me to, conduct this session to help the students community as such. So, very good morning, good afternoon, students. Um, I hope my voice is clear and you are able to see the presentation. Um, you can actually chat in the Zoom and you can provide your response or you can unmute and speak as well if you are able to see my slides as well as the voice you are able to hear properly. Are you? S-
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Subir. And thank you, team. So, what we are planning to do? So, this is a generative AI for school students, and it is a introductory session. It's going to be a 2 day session. Today, we are all joining on day one, which is going to be from 5 p.m. We're all joining, and this session is going to go till 7 p.m. today. And tomorrow, the session is going to be starting at 9 a.m. India time. It will go till 11 a.m. India time. Right. So, what are we going to do for the next 2 days? And these are the plan for 2 days. And we're going to start with introducing AI and generative AI and help you uh, start with some of the free AI tools which are available, which can help accelerate as a student to learn better on your day to day activity. And we're going to introduce a tool called Google AI Studio today. And we're going to look at advanced prompt framework. And we're going to touch upon how an images can be generated using the Google AI Studio, which is going to be very fun and interesting as well. And on day two, we will look at some advanced concepts in the industry and which can help you better your learning on your daily subjects or any new extracurricular learnings that you wanted to do. You can utilize how these tools can actually help learn them as well. And towards the end of tomorrow, we will look at how you can create some of the applications that you are currently interacting with, like the the Zoom, like WhatsApp, like YouTube that you are interacting with or used to interacting with, how you can create your own application using a concept called vibe coding. So this is the overall structure for the 2 days. And let's drill deeper into today's topic. These are this is the schedule for today's topic, and because it is going to be a lot of contents I wish to share, and it is going to be beneficial for students. So, if you have any questions, I'm sure these questions will get answered as we move along. And if you still have any questions, I would request you to type in your question on the chat window towards the end of the session. We are happy to answer them. And in case you want to clearly, you could not understand anything, don't worry about it, and just unmute yourself and stop me, and I will help you understand the concepts very clearly. Is that all right? Is that clear? Okay, good. And today we're going to look at this is the 6 topics that we're going to look at today. And we're going to introduce what is AI and what is generative AI. And then we're going to start directly jumping into a tool which is a free tool available from Google called AI Studio. We're going to introduce that, and how you can interact with the AI Studio using prompts. That's what we're going to look at, and what are all the different techniques that you can use so that you can learn your subject beautifully, right? You don't need anybody else's help. You can use the AI help to learn any topic that you think of learning as such. And towards end of it, we will look at advanced prompting technique called picture prompt technique. And then towards the end, we will look at some of the tips and tricks in Google AI Studio, along with some image generation capabilities as well. This is what the topic, and this is the time that we believe we're going to take for completing this for the next 2 hours, right? So now let's directly jump in. Before I start, my name is Dr. Prasanna. So I am also a leading expert in the field of AI data, and currently an author of a book on CXO Guide to Generative AI, and day in day out work on the AI and data specific solutions for large corporations, right? And let us directly jump in and help you do that. Before we start, and request all of you to mute on the Zoom so that everybody can clearly understand the things. And towards the last 10 minutes, as I said, we help you clarify the questions. And we will share the presentation as well as the recording towards the end of the program. And we have an exercise at the end of the session. So all the students who are attending will get a certificate once you complete the exercise. These are very simple exercises, and it will help you on your day-to-day schooling activities. And we want you to attend both days session to be eligible for getting the certificate. Okay, so make sure all of you attend on both days to get the certificate. Clear? Right. So let us jump in. Let us look at what is this AI. What is this AI? A new word that we are telling. What is this Gen AI? Let's try to understand this. Okay. Before I start, let us look at what is a human intelligence. We all are, as a human being, has some ability by default. You all can think, and you all can understand what I'm speaking. That is an ability. You all can read, you all can solve problem. These are some of the default ability. We call it an intelligence, and with this intelligence, human being has been evolving for many years. Think of the same situation. You have your laptop or you're attending from your mobile device. Think of a situation where your laptop is provided with a thinking capability. Your laptop can also think, or your mobile device can also think. How does it going to look like, right? That is where we're going to define these kind of machines having an intelligence as artificial intelligence, right? Artificial intelligence, where your computers and the machines can think and learn like a human being. That is where artificial intelligence. Now, there are various things that can be done at this moment with your computers or the mobile device can be enabled with. It can also acquire new knowledge and skill. It can communicate similar to how you and me are communicating. And AI can help solve specific problem, and it can even recognize patterns which are available. Patterns meaning you show an AI and it can actually tell whether it is a banana, it is an apple. Likewise, much more complex, specific understanding is feasible and possible. That represent the machines can also think now, right? The machines can also think now. Now, we looked at what, as a human being, we all are inherently with an intelligence. Now, we looked at what is an artificial intelligence. It's nothing but making the computers and the machines think similar to a human being, right? That is artificial intelligence. Now, we keep mentioning a word called Gen AI, which is called generative AI. What is this Gen AI? So towards the right side of the image that you can see, I will just mark it here, and you can see here, and this simply represents AI as a large set of field, and within AI, assume that you have a small portion which is called generative AI. And generative AI, because today's topic is predominantly focused on generative AI for school students, which is predominantly famous and in these days, and it can help you perform very well on your studies. How, if you use it well, right? That's what we're going to look at it. So, what is this generative AI? It is a subset or a type of an artificial intelligence that can create new things. I'm just underlining things, right? Create new things or generate this. The meaning says it's generate new things, right? For example, it can create content, and it can draw pictures, you can write stories, it can make music, and it can talk like a person. It's all generative features. It's creating content, meaning it generates. It draw picture, it generates. Write stories, it generates. All these are generative in nature, and that's where it is called generative AI, right? This field is getting popular in the recent times, and that is exactly is what we're going to look at, how this can help you excel on your studies, how it is going to help you excel on your studies. That is what we're going to look at it today. So we looked at what is human intelligence, and then we looked at what is an artificial intelligence and what is a generative AI. And I hope the pace with which I am going, it is fine. I hope you are all able to understand me, and you are all able to listen to me well. If you are okay, then can you just type yes? Is the pace is okay in the chat? If you can just type yes, right? Or if you want me to slow down a little bit, please suggest as well. Is it okay? You're all able to hear me okay, and Very good. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. Okay. Now, the first tool that we're going to introduce to you is called Google AI Studio, which is completely free of charge. And I have shared you all of you to your mama or papa book or a prerequisite document that will explain how to access this Google AI Studio. And I want all of you to just listen, don't do anything, and the whole session, just listen. And towards the exercise part, you can actually take this and do this exercise on your own, right? Do not need to disturb yourself. So I hope all of you are able to see my screen. Now, this is how your Google AI Studio looks like. This is how your Google AI Studio looks like. And to help you understand, let me just show you. Once you access Google AI Studio, I've shared the link there in the document. And once you click on go to Google AI Studio, you will see Google AI Studio option like this. And then you will see a screen like this. And it is exactly the same screen that we are seeing here, right? It is exactly the same screen that we are seeing here. So in the eh, to to make it very simple, this is a generative AI. The Google AI Studio is enabled with generative AI. Towards the left side, you all see a chat window, the chat option. That is what is currently selected. Chat option, which is what is currently selected. And here in this place, you see an option for you to type something and click on run. Let us directly start typing something and try to see what it does, and then we will understand how various ways that we can actually interact with Google AI Studio. So now I'm going to tell I'm a new student. I'm going to make myself a sixth grader. I'm a sixth grade student. My teacher taught me in my class today about water cycle. I did not understand what is a water cycle meaning, right? What is water cycle meaning? So I'm coming to AI Studio. I can tell in the chat, I can ask, I am a sixth grade student and I want to learn about water cycle. Now, when I click run, what it is going to do is it is going to think and it is going to give you as a sixth grader to understand. It is going to give what is a water cycle is, right? So it is given a water cycle, a simple explanation. The water cycle is the path that all water flows as it moves around our planet. It doesn't have a starting or ending point. It is a continuous process. You can find water in three different places: solid, liquid, gas. So it gives a very beautiful explanation of what is a water cycle, how the water gets evaporated, how it gets condensed, and how the precipitation happens and how the collection happens, right? And there are certain words which is very complex for me. What is this precipitation? I don't even understand this, right? So I need to understand this better. I can again take this particular word and ask, I do not understand the word precipitation, and can you explain to me in a simple words? Okay. So I'm going to say run again. So now the AI is going to think, and it is going to give you an explanation of what is precipitation. Is any kind of water that falls from the cloud, right? Isn't it very simple? and it also gives you an example of different forms of precipitation and rain, snow, sleet, hail. You can go through them relaxedly, right? This is a simple example of how you can use Google AI Studio chat option, which is completely free, and understand to learn about any new topic there, right? I hope it is clear. Now, what did we do now till now? We just introduced a Google Studio, and in the Google Studio we had a chat option. In the chat option we put some questions, and when we put some questions and click on ran, it gave us an answer for us, right? That is what it did. Now, what this is what it did. And now we're going to introduce a new thing called prompts. The prompts are nothing but you ask a question to the AI Studio, right? You simply typed in a question, and that is exactly is a prompt. A prompt is a way for you to interact with the AI as such, okay, as a piece of text. The piece of text that we have written there, and the same piece of text, and that you provide it to the AI model to guide it in generating a specific output. Guide it to generate a specific output, right? The piece of text is nothing but in the first statement what we did in the chat, we have typed, I am a sixth grade student and I want to understand what is a water cycle. It is an example of a prompt. It is an example of a prompt that you provide to AI, so that the AI can understand what you're asking and it can actually respond back, right? And today, our main focus is what are all the different prompting techniques or prompting options are available. And we're going to look at those prompting options and which are specific to students, specific to school going students, so that you can use all these prompting techniques that we're going to show and share it to you to learn better. Many times even my kids also there, many times it is very difficult for spend time with the kids to help them learn their subjects better, right? Your mom is busy, your dad is busy, and your teachers also sometimes busy. I have some question and teacher is teaching something, and my daughter used to complain, teacher is teaching something, I could not understand what she is teaching. When I ask the question, teacher is so busy that they cannot respond back to me, right? And I'm sure all of you are facing such problems, and you don't need to worry about it any longer. And the AI is going to be your friend to understand any topic, regardless of whatever subject, whatever the course that you are studying, you will be able to understand it very well, right? So we looked at prompt, and and as a first session, let us look at how the AI is going to help uh, to clarify any concepts. How can I interact with the AI to clarify any concept, or how AI can help in terms of assisting on my studies. So there are four items that we're going to look at. The first is we're going to ask AI to explain a concept similar to the one that we just asked them, right? Water cycle. I don't understand. Can you explain that concept? Is an explanation. The second item is a step by step solution. You have a mathematics problem. Mathematics problem, even if it is explaining, sometimes it is very hard for you to understand, where you can ask AI to provide a step by step solution for the math problem. Many times you have large text which is available and you want that to be summarized shortly, that you can utilize AI. The last is you have multiple items that you wanted to compare. How can I compare them? Let us look at some examples so that you can clearly understand it. So we saw this Just now, specific to water cycle. Similarly, I'm going to ask and explain a concept in simple term. Depend on your grade. This is just a sample that I put. If you are 8th grade, you put 8th grade. If you are a 10th grade, you put 10th grade. And you can ask them to explain it in a very simple terms, right? Here is an example. Explain photosynthesis in simple terms suitable for 6th grader, right? When I ask the AI to do that, and it is going to help you do that very well. So let us see how it is going to help uh, doing it. So I'm going to just switch the same question. I'm going to ask AI to do that. I'm going to switch. I switched and I have this explain photosynthesis. I'm going to just paste it here in the chat, the same chat, and run. That's it. Right? When I run explain photosynthesis in a simple term suitable for 6th grader, it is thinking it's going to give exactly what is a uh, photosynthesis. Uh, so photosynthesis is typically a process a plant uses to cook, right? And that is what is being explained very beautifully here in this with the reference as well. What are all the sources it has taken that photosynthesis about, right? You can go through this very relaxedly. This is how you can actually interact and get the response from the AI as such, right? So the next is step-by-step solution. So I have a math problem. I do not understand the answers to that math problem. I want AI to provide step-by-step solutions. I will go back and I will ask the second question, provide a step-by-step solution. So now here, chat again and provide this question of this is copying this and step by solution to the problem. Solve for X. Those who are above 7th grade, they can understand this problem statement. And there is a formulae being provided 2x plus 3 equal to 11. And they're asking a question to solve for S, meaning they're asking you to find the value for X. And if you don't understand this, you can just paste this question and directly ask AI, I have this math problem. Why don't you provide me a step-by-step process to solve it? So it is very beautifully taking a step 1 and step 2, and it generates the output and it provides that answer as x equal to 4. This is a simple math calculation, and you can go to any level of complexity and get the calculation output done, right? So it can actually provide you much more complex outcome as well. Now the third is summarization. So summarize the key points of a topic in a concise manner. So we looked at a rainwater cycle, right? We can ask the same thing, summarize the key points of the rainwater cycle for me to understand. So I can go back to AI Studio chat, and I'm going to take the same question and I'm going to ask that to summarize the key points of the rainwater cycle. Now it is going to take a couple of minutes and it's going to tell this is the summarization, main stages of water cycle, right? And it beautifully explains the concept with the references as well, right? So now that is from a summarization point of view. And in this particular study assistant and concept clarification, the last one is comparison. For example, your teacher is asking, do you guys know piano? And have you guys seen guitar? And they're asking you to do a comparison of piano and guitar. And how do we do that? And you can ask AI to help with that. So compare and contrast the guitar and piano. When I ask this, now AI is going to take guitar and piano and provides you very detailedly what are all the features of piano and what are all the features of guitar, and provides you a detailed comparison. And here is a beautiful comparison, a beautiful details that it has provided, the piano and guitar compared. And it has provided the initial list of all the comparison details between the piano and the guitar as such, right? So you can go through them relaxedly. And sometimes if there is a network problem or anything, it could actually go wrong like this. You can again put this and it can actually take and provide the comparison in a very simple way. Beautiful. Excellent. Okay, so it has provided where it has taken the data as well and provided a beautiful list of detail about the piano and guitar. You can even ask further questions on this. Okay, provide the above comparison in a tabular format, right? So when you ask tabular format, let us see what it does. So it will understand the above comparison, meaning you are talking about the comparison of piano versus guitar, and it beautifully created a table for you, right? And it has created with a beautiful table, say how the sound gets produced and what is the playing interface look like, and how about the hand coordinations, and how the musical notations, and all these details are provided in a beautiful tabular form. You don't need to do anything, and you just need to ask properly through the prompt that we learned. This is how you ask the AI for providing the details using the prompt, right? Now, great. So we looked at 4 items specifically under study assistant and concept clarification. And these are from understanding point of view. And writing and critical thinking were very important. Under that, if you need to draft a new concept, your teacher is asking you to research on a specific topic and draft a paragraph about the particular concept, or they wanted you to do a comparison or advantage and disadvantage of a specific concept. We will see with an example. And they could ask a critical thinking question on what is the potential consequences if we do something like that, right? We will see an example. And there could be, to improve your thinking ability and also communication, they would also request you to develop arguments with the specific topics and how AI can actually assist on these areas. Let's look at it. So first is drafting a concept. Your teacher is telling, write a specific paragraph or a sentence about a topic, or you can use it for rewriting a specific item in a very professional way, right? So now in this example, I have a statement that I have written, but I feel like it is not conveying the message properly. I need AI to help me rewrite it so that I can do better on it. Rewrite the sentence to make it more concise. The statement that I have written is due to the fact that there was raining, the match was cancelled or postponed. So, how AI is going to help me do that? So, I'm going to rewrite the sentence to make it more concise. I'm going to the AI and chat and putting the same details and asking the chat to actually rewrite the statement. Due to the fact that it was raining, the match was postponed. It's going to give me alternate way to represent them. First, because it was raining, the match was postponed. And even more concise way, the match was postponed due to rain. A rain postponed the match. Other good options are the match was postponed because of the rain. Since it was raining, the match was postponed. These all are conveying the same message, you understand, but in a different representation, right? And you can improve upon your English as well as the communication by using this approach. The next is pros and cons and advantage of, you know, advantage and disadvantages is what. So currently we are all going to school for 5 days. Hypothetically, let's say we're going to tell from next week onwards, all are going to have 4 day school. Is it good or is it bad? You need to think, right? For students, it's always good. For parents and the teachers, it may not, right? So we need to understand. So what is the pros and cons of having a 4 day school? Let us ask the AI to do that. List the pros and cons of 4 day school week. If I ask AI, it is going to analyze what is the question that I'm asking. The question is 4 day school week and what are all the advantage and disadvantage. The details will be presented to you in a beautiful way. So it is telling the pros of 4 day school week, and it is giving improved teacher recruitment and retention, potential cost saving for schools, and increased student or for sure student morale will be increased and improve school climate. These are for advantage. And cons, it could negatively impact on students' achievement and childcare challenge for working parents and food insecurity for low income students, longer school days. And these are some of the cons or disadvantages of having that, right? So very beautifully, it has given in a minute on various different concepts that you need to think about it when it comes to pros and cons. The next is potential consequences. What are the potential consequences of, say, any topic? A deforestation. Deforestation meaning removing the trees, right? In the Amazon rainforest. Amazon rainforest. What are all the potential consequences? We don't know that. And we can ask AI to actually provide the details to us. What are the potential consequences of that? And we ask that, and it's AI going to think about it and come back with what are all the consequences. So the Amazon rainforest, which is called lungs of the world, normally it is a dense rainforest, and deforestation, meaning cutting trees on the forest, is going to cause a lot of problem. And they have detailed what are all the different impacts. A beautiful list of impact details are represented and returned as part of this question, right? You can understand them much better. And the next is developing arguments. And you can say develop an argument supporting or opposing a specific statement, including the evidence as such. For example, develop an argument supporting the statement school uniform should be mandatory. We all are wearing school uniforms. And you can ask for a supporting statement asking why school uniform should be mandatory. Let's ask the AI. And you are going to ask it to support your argument. So you are working on supporting school uniform should be mandatory. I'm asking this question. And when I type develop an argument supporting the statement school uniform should be mandatory. So the AI is going to think based on this prompt and it say what are all the supporting arguments for having a school uniform. So enhanced school safety and security, focused and disciplined environment, and promotes equality, very important. And these are some of the points that it has provided, right? Now, the same statement, instead of support, develop an argument, I'm going to say opposing the statement. I'm going to say opposing the statement, meaning give me all the negative implications of this particular statement. Let us run it. And now, the previous example, we were asking to support the argument. Now we're asking it to oppose it. And the AI will straight away change the tone and it will tell and it will give all the items that is required for you to understand how you can actually create a debate, suppressing individuality and freedom of expression, financial burden on families for buying these uniforms. Um, it could question the effectiveness and so on and so forth. Okay, these are some of the examples of how you can utilize AI for learning about supporting and opposing thoughts as such, right? So the next concept is about time management and study planning, right? Time management and study planning. How AI can actually help on your time management, I'm sure, and to plan for studies. My daughter always says, I when I want to study, I need to prepare a timetable for me, and based on the timetable that she put forth, she will start reading the particular topics, right? And which hour I want to study which topic. And it is always a big problem for her. She needs to create the timetable every time. Now you can use AI to actually do that. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to ask AI to design the study plan, and it is going to help us break down the steps required for performing our studies. So this is a two important concepts for your time management and study planning. So let us look at the first one, designing the study plan. So you can ask AI, create a weekly study schedule for whatever subject. And this weekly is also, you can ask for daily, you can ask for weekly, monthly, yearly, whatever that you think, you can ask it and it will create. And you can even specify with a designated time slot. Here is an example. I'm writing, create a weekly study schedule for math as a subject, science as a subject, and English with designated time slot. Let us see how it is actually performing. I can ask AI to actually do that. And let us ask AI to do that. I'm going to ask create weekly time schedule to do that. Okay, when I say math, science, and English with a designated time slot, when I do that, it is going to think about it and it is going to create a study plan. You can tweak. You can take this as a base and then tweak on this particular study plan. See, now it has given on Monday, it is given for 4 to 5, you start with math and take a break from 5 to 7, and from 7 to 8, you work on English and so on and so forth, right? Tuesday, what is a plan? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, what is a plan for the whole week it has created? And as I said, I asked as a week. You can ask for a month, even for a day, even for half a day. and it can actually help you on prioritize and take things on your hand, right? It can create a beautiful plans for you to take it forward. So first is study plan, and the next is breaking down a step, right? Now I have a my teacher has given a science fair project, and she mentioned that I need to complete this in 4 weeks. I don't know where to start. I don't know where to end, how to do that. And you can use the help of AI to do that. So I'm going to say break down the steps to complete a science fair project over 4 weeks period. I can just say copy and paste this command. And when I ask it, the AI is going to take its time to think and provide for 4 weeks science fair project. What are all the steps that you need to take on everyday basis? On week one is focused on brainstorming, research, finalizing your plan. On day 1, 2, what you do. Day 3, 4, what you do. Day 5, what you do. And 6, 7, what you do. It beautifully provided the details. And week 2, what you have to do. And week 3, same way, how you do. And towards the end of week 4, what is it you will present, right? Total of 28 days, final review that you present on your topic and the subject. Amazing, isn't it? So breakdown of steps. So the next is many of our kids. So till now, what we have looked at is a general way of writing your prompts and how these prompts can actually help in terms of learning anything that you are currently doing or performing any specific activities in a much, much better way, right? So I'll ask, uh, do you guys understand this, what I'm talking? Is the pace is okay? And you're able to understand the details better? And should we continue the same pace? And we're going to getting into some very, very interesting, beautiful topics, right? And so is everything all right? Just say yes in the chat. Okay, very good, very good. Excellent. Okay. So now we get into specific to your subject, right? Specific to your subject. And within your subject, you could be, doing a lot of things on your subject and learning a lot of new topics from your subject. And how can you learn better within your subject is what we're going to look at in this section, right? There are 3 items that we're going to look at. The first is simplification of a complex concept, right? Simplification of a complex concept. So to explain this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to your book. So what I did is I went and downloaded the NCRT 6th grade book on science. This is the live NCRT 6th grade book on science. The first chapter is The Wonderful World of Science is the first chapter. Okay, I am a student of 6th grade and I need to learn this particular wonderful world of science concept, right? So how can I better do that using AI? That's what we're going to look at. Okay. So now the one way to do that is you can use the prompt to simplify the complex concepts in the textbook. In the textbook, I just saw a wonderful world of science, a chapter on 6th grade textbooks. I want to simplify this whole concept. It is very complex for me. I want to simply understand this. Okay. How can I write a prompt for that? I can tell I am a 6th grade standard student. Simplify the concept with a simple example. And I can take a text from my book and paste it here. Let us give it a try. I'm going to take the text from my NCRT book about wonderful world of science and see how it is actually helping me on that. Okay. And I'm going to write like, so I am a 6th grade student. So I will just copy paste here. So don't worry about it. I will share this presentation to you guys, so it will help you on that. Okay. So I'm just writing, I am a sixth grade student. Simplify the concept with a simple example. Okay. So now what is the concept? I'm going to go to my wonderful world of science. I'm going to take the chapter 1 fully. So hypothetically, I've taken some couple of pages of this particular this one, and I'm going to paste this here. Okay, I've just copy pasted. We all know what is copy paste is, right? I just copied, pasted, and say run. And this is the amount of pages, couple of pages that I've taken. You can see that how many pages are there on that, and I have just pasted to simplify this particular concept, right? To simplify the particular concept, and let us see what happens. Beautiful. And it is actually breaking down the wonderful introduction to science into simple ideas. What is science? Part one, it is being a detective, and likewise it is simplifies the whole chapters into couple of parts in the whole output, so that any complex topics that you wanted to learn, you don't need to break your head anymore. You can utilize the AI, ask it to simplify it for you, and it will simplify and provide you the details. I'm a sixth grade student. Simplify the concept using simple example, and it has generated the details. You can see the examples. I'm sure that there are various examples which are provided, and it should also, for example, here's a simple example. You see a flower open in the morning and close in the night. A science question is, how does the flower knows when to open and close? It's a simple science question. So it is an example of a simple science question, right? And this is how you actually use it. So that is simplification of the complex concepts. And the next is, assuming that I have learned this complex concept of a science, the first chapter. Okay, I need to test myself. How did I do? And did I really learn? If somebody asked me questions, and if I answer the questions, and if somebody can actually help me play a game with me, ask a question and answer, ask her, then it is much easier for me, isn't it? Right? So that is what we're going to do. The same concept let us take, and what I'm going to ask is, okay, now it has explained these details, assuming that I have already read this. Okay, I have already read this. So I can tell I learned the about topic, generate a list of quiz to test my understanding. Okay, and I'm just telling it to generate a list of quizzes, and let us see what happens. Beautiful. So now here you can see, welcome to the world of science. There is a multiple choice question that it has created automatically. You have not done anything. So you have provided the text. According to the text, what is the most important thing you need to start doing science? A big laboratory, a textbook, curiosity, a computer. And for one, I see it's curiosity, right? So I'm going to say, for one, C is the answer. Can you check and explain the answer? I've not provided all the answers. I'm just taking the first, and I'm saying, for the first question, I believe it's curiosity is the answer. And it is going to tell, one, C, can you check and explain the answer, is what I'm asking. I did not tell that to the AI. This is the answer for the first question, and the answer is C. I've just provided one C and expecting AI to come back. Now it has understood that I am talking about the first question, and the answer that I've chosen is C, and it is very clearly told that the answer check for question 1, your answer is C, the correct answer is also C, is curiosity, right? So beautiful that it also provides a detailed explanation of how the actual answers actually matches with the question. Isn't it awesome? So in 2 minutes, for you understood a summarized topic of lesson, and once you read it, you can actually interact with them to create a question, a quiz for you, and you attended the quiz, you answered the quiz question, and ask it to evaluate and come back, and it did verify and validate it, and it provided an answer whether you are right or wrong. Isn't it awesome? Right? That is exactly what the AI provides to you. Awesome. Great. So we we took the topic, we generated the quiz, and we can even ask it to read from an image. Read from an image. For example, I have a math problem in my textbook, and I have this: find the sum of 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. And teacher taught this today only in the class, and tomorrow this is a homework for me. But I missed that class. I was in my ground and playing, and I did not attend at this. I need to understand how to perform the sum of 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. And it is an image, right? As you can see, it is an image. It is not a text. So what I'm going to do is, and I'm going to take this image, and I'm going to tell this image, give the image to the AI and ask it to read from the attached image and solve the math problem on fractions. I'm going to say, I've taken this image and pasted this image, and taken the prompt and providing the prompt bar. That's it. Okay, I say run. So the image that we have given is find the sum of 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. That's an image. And the question that I'm asking is, it is asking is, read from the attached image and solve the main problem on the factors. So in the main problem here is sum of 1 by 4 and 1 by 5, right? And now, sorry, 1 by 4 and 1 by 3. And it has identified, it has read from the image. You have to remember that we have put an image there, we have not typed it. And it is able to understand from the image, and it is able to tell what is the addition that it wanted to do. And it also provides step-by-step solutions to actually solve this particular problem. Very beautiful, isn't it? And the answer is 7 by 12. And it provided a beautiful way and steps to actually solve this particular problem. Amazing, isn't it? Right? So this is from reading from a image as such. Reading from a image as such. So how are we doing? Is it all clear? I hope you are all able to follow things well. And we will quickly do before we go into an advanced prompt engineering session. I want the students to actually enjoy something, right? And we're going to do a small fun prompting exercise. Here. Now I'm going to introduce something called, till now what we have done is, it's a boring text based interaction is what we were doing. We were all giving text, and we all are understanding how you actually help in terms of learning better. That is what we were doing till now, right? Now what we are going to do is, we're going to do a fun way of using the prompt. So in the Google AI Studio, you have an option called generate media. Generate media, right? I'm going to use the generate media. And in the generate media, I have an option called Imagen. Imagen. And when I choose this Imagen option, what happens is the AI provides me to generate images with Imagen. What that means is, like the prompt that you have provided in the previous chat, where the responses were a chat response, now we are going to generate images. Isn't it great? So let us give it a, for this also, you will interact in the same way of providing prompts. Now I'm going to give an interesting prompt here, right? And the prompt that I'm going to give is, so generate, generate an image. Let me type out an image of lion and a cute dog playing together. So I'm asking, generate an image with lion and a cute dog playing together. When I click on it, it's going to take, till now, all the interactions that we had, that we were doing, were only with text. In the chat, it's only text. And towards the end, to understand the math problem from there, we have given an image and asked it to tell us. Wow, this is awesome. You look at here, there are three options that it has provided. So this is one with a dog and lion playing. This is number two. Number three, there are three different options are being provided from the AI assets. Beautiful, isn't it? So very beautifully, the lion and the actual cute dog is playing together. And likewise, all can actually try out a specific one, and I want you guys to check what is that you are getting. So how to access this? In the same Google AI Studio, towards the left side, you see chat, stream, generate media. Click on generate media and then click on image gen. When you click on image gen, you will see the screen where you can type a prompt, and for the prompt that you typed, it'll automatically create an image for you, right? And the prompt that we have created was, provide an image of a lion with a cute dog playing together, and it has created a beautiful image for us. And I'm going to ask us a different image. Create an image with uh, with with a huge building and uh, a rabbit looking at it. Just something in Japan. I'm just providing some details, anything that you can provide, right? So I will just provide the details. And when I provide, it has identified these are some of the keywords that we have provided. There's a rabbit, there is a building, and there's a Japanese way, right? Right, beautiful. So now look at here. There is a rabbit, and this rabbit is looking at a large building, and the text that you are seeing all are Japanese text that represents all the important keywords are addressed in the single image. Isn't it awesome? Right? Amazing. Amazing. So I will give 2 minutes for all of you to give it a try on your laptop, the the actual generate media option, and tell me what is a prompt. You can type in the chat what is a prompt that you wanted to try. You can type in the chat what is a prompt that you wanted to try out. You face any problem in accessing this, you can unmute and speak as well. Is it clear? You can try out. I'll give you just 2 minutes for you guys to try it out and get the actual image gets generated using Google AI Studio. So just to reiterate, you used generate media. It's for all the other prompts, we used chat. Now we used generate media. And under the generate media, you have something called ImageGen. And use that ImageGen for generating the audio file. Sorry, the image file as such. Okay. I hope all of you enjoyed that and you all got a beautiful output on that. And let us proceed with where all of you were able to do this. Anybody face any problem?
No, sir.
Very good, very good. Excellent. Okay, so let us continue. So till now, what we have looked at is a basic concept of prompt, and we input a text to solve a specific problem, right? We understood how to generate quiz, how to create your timetable and manage the timetable and so on and so forth. Now we're going to getting into an advanced concept, which is an advanced prompt engineering for student. Now we have a framework called picture prompt framework. It's called picture prompt framework, which is easy for you to understand and remember. This framework was I have created this framework so that you can easily understand the different details on that is required for an advanced prompting technique, right? Advanced prompting technique. So you can easily remember them. What is this picture prompt as such? The first is the letter P. The P represents a persona. Persona meaning when you're typing a prompt, you need to provide a detailed persona you want the AI to represent. For example, who the AI should pretend to be. You can ask AI to be anybody, and that is called persona. So you can tell, for example, hey AI, you are a science teacher. You are a fun math tutor. You are a quiz master. Or likewise, you have plenty of option. You are a Korean language teacher, and you could be anything that you want the AI to be. That is represented by something called persona. Represented by something called persona, right? So the in the picture, the first is P, and second is I. I represent intent or task that you wanted to do. For example, for example, what it means I wanted to do. Here, in various examples that we have mentioned about how a water cycle works, That is an example of an intent. That is what we wanted to understand. You need to clearly specify the task that AI to provide. Here is an example. Explain how a plant grow is an example of a task that you are asking the AI to do. Help me solve a word problem. Make a quiz on Indian history. So these are some of the questions you can ask AI so that it can actually help you provide proper response based on the question that you are looking at. Based on the question you are looking at. This is I, meaning intent or the task that you are looking at. Task that you are looking at. And the C represents the context. What is context? A background about what is going on or what information you need. You can say, I am learning about photosynthesis this week. I just started. It's a context, uh, you know, learning division. We are studying about freedom fighters. These are some of the example of a context that gets provided to the student. And when you provide such context information, it will perform much better and it will understand the details better and provide a proper response to you, right? And the next is you understand and evaluate. And this is to check whether the answer is good and it is easy for you to understand. For example, make sure it is easy to read. You provide that understand and evaluate option to the prompt so that it can actually understand and provide a response properly. We'll see an example. Don't worry about if you don't understand this. We'll see an example so that you can understand it better. This is understand and evaluate. And refine and iterate is a R. Refine and iterate. And in the refine and iterate, meaning, can you add a diagram? Can you explain it again in a simple step? Can you make it shorter to make the thing better? Make it better if needed, right? This is refine and uh, and the last item E in the picture is elevate. Make it more fun, make it more creative and helpful, make it like a poem, for example. You can ask it to provide various different ways. Make it as a fun facts. Make it like a mini test to check the understanding and details, right? These are some of the examples. So when we see an example, you will understand how to check the picture framework. Just to reiterate, let's go back and understand all of them. So advanced prompting, the first is P, represent persona. Persona is the person you're asking the AI to act like a person, act like a science teacher, act like a math teacher, right? That way it is more focused as that person and provide you proper response. Second is the intent. What is that you wanted to do? And the C is a context information about what you providing a background about what is that you are looking at, providing a background. The T represents the tools or the resources. This we missed out, I guess. So here you have to say that I am a fifth grade student or whichever the standard that you are studying. I am an eighth grade student so that it will understand, it will provide you a very simplified way. Even many times what happens is as parents, we also forget a lot of things that we learned long back. And if you ask some complex formulas that we learned 10 years back, we don't understand it, right? So what do? I can ask, tell, even though I'm a big guy, I can go and ask, explain to me like a fifth grader. You can also give it that as a try. You are reading a complex topic. you don't understand the topic well, you can stop and provide this topic to AI and say, hey, explain this. This is very complex. Explain to me as a fifth grade student. And it will simplify the whole thing. You can understand it. Many times, it is the best way to learn any new topic, I would say, right? And the next is understand and evaluate. And R is refine and is iterate. And at the end is elevate. Let's see an example so that you will understand what is this that I'm talking about. Okay. So you are a student, and more the information that you provide on the prompt, the output is going to be very better. Output is going to be very better. So you're going to say, I am a you are a science teacher. That is, you're asking AI to act as science teacher and explain how the rainwater cycle works, which is the intent. And I'm a sixth grade student studying in the class, studying this particular topic this week. It's a context that you are providing. And use simple words and give one example. These are tools. And make sure I understand it without any help so that it simplifies the whole thing. If it is too hard, explain it like a story, right? Explain it as a story to refine the whole output. And add fun facts about cloud at the end to elevate the output as such. Okay. So your final prompt on for you to understand the water cycle could look like this, right? This is an example. You are a science teacher and you ask that to explain about rainwater, and you tell a context that you are a sixth grade student studying in this class this week, and use a simple word. You're asking the AI to use simple words and give one example for them. Make sure I understand it without help. And if it is too hard, explain it like a story and add a fun fact about the cloud at the end. So these are some of the instructions or the prompt that you are giving. Let us see how AI is going to respond. So now we are going back to our chat part. We were previously in the chat and then used generate media for testing the image generation. I'm going back to the chat. And now the prompt that is available is interesting. And I may have to take it directly from there. Let me directly take from there. Right. So now here, I'm going here. You are a science teacher. And I'm going to give that particular prompt back to my chat. And I'm pasting it. You are a science teacher. Explain how the rainwater cycle works. I am a sixth grade student studying this in this week. Use simple words. Make sure I understand it without any help. Explain it like a story. Add fun facts at the about the cloud at the end. I'm just asking. Okay, this is a random text that I have provided, and it is going to take some time. AI is going to take some time to think about, and it is going to give us a beautiful story, right? Now, because you asked for a story and it is giving us a story, water cycle story, and it is naming it as Wendy's Excellent Adventure. And it has divided the whole story into multiple parts. The part one, the generate lift off evaporation, right? Which is a beautiful way of learning about water cycle, isn't it? So it has provided multi-part output, a beautiful conclusion, and it has provided list of source from where these informations are being taken as such, right? So it is much better way to learn about new concept. How did we achieve this story? We provided a very detailed prompt. And because we provided a very detailed prompt, we are able to achieve that particular output. Okay. Now, let me pause here. Any questions? Is it all clear? Is it all clear? And am I
Yes,
going
sir.
very fast? Yes, very good, very good. Okay, so we will see one more example of how this particular prompt as such works. I'm going to take another example here. Let me go to the slideshow. Right, so here now I'm going to make the AI as a friendly math teacher, and teach me how to add fractions with a different denominator. That's an intent. And now I am learning about this particular topic in classroom, and it's a bit confusing to me. It is the context that you are giving, right? Use examples like 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3. Now here, we have already put add fractions with different denominators. So what's a denominator? What's a numerator, denominator? If you know, it is fine. If you don't know, whatever at the bottom is called denominator. So they want the AI to actually use an example of different uh, denominator math problem to get that answer, right? And it uses the tools information for doing it. So this information that you are providing is going to act as a tool for that, right? And you are also telling, make sure I understand each step and tell me if I need to remember any specific rules. And this is for understanding. If I don't get it in the first time, explain it again using a pizza slice example. So you can ask anything, and I've just put pizza size example, right, to help you understand it better. At the end, give me a mini quiz with 3 questions to check my understanding. So you can put the whole thing into a single bucket or single prompt, and the AI will actually understand it and provides you with a proper response. Okay. Now, this is the prompt example that we have, right? So let me just show again. This is a prompt example, and I have just combined the whole statement into a single statement. You are my friendly math teacher. Teach me about adding fraction with the different denominators. I am learning this topic in the class, and I'm a bit confused. Use examples like 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 and show very clear steps to how to solve this, right? So if you don't get on the first time, explain it again using a pizza slice problem. Pizza size problem. We all have eaten pizzas, right? At the end, give me a mini quiz with 3 questions to check my understanding. So that is what we are going to do. I will give the same text directly to the prompt and see what is going to happen. Okay, so I have the same prompt available here, and I'm going to just copy this and go to Gemini, and I just paste this at the chat part of it. Okay, and run. That's it. So now you are telling the AI to act like um, a math teacher, and it is going to help you understand how, as in a step by step, perform addition of a math problem. So they are telling what is the step one: find a common denominator, make the denominator same, and add the numbers. And these are multiple steps that you follow, and the addition outcome is 13 by 20 is the final outcome. So this is how, as a math teacher explains, the AI is explaining to you in a math teacher way, right? So that is there. So this is a prompt that we have looked at. Okay, great. Okay. So now, till now, what we have looked at, we looked at basic prompts, techniques to help you learn better and to help you on understanding the details better. That's what we did on the basic prompts. And then we looked at an interesting concept for how do you generate images using the whole AI, Google AI Studio. And then we looked at what is called advanced prompting check technique. And in the advanced prompting technique, we looked at something called a picture prompt with individual details about it. And now we're going to look at some tips and tricks for using Google AI Studio as such. Okay. So the first tip that we're going to look at is what is called a system prompt. Okay. What is or system instruction. It is called system instruction. So it is here, right? And what is the system instruction is about? We're going to see two examples. Okay. I'm sure all of you want to learn some new language. My daughter is saying, I want to learn Korean language. I don't know what is that is about, but she wants to always wanting to learn Korean language. And likewise, all of you might be having a different aspiration of learning a new language, right? And if you want to learn new language, you can ask the help of AI to do that as well. We're going to do that. How we're going to do that is using this this system prompt or system instructions. How do I access the system instructions? Let me just show you that. Okay. I am in the same Google AI Studio. I am in the chat. Okay. And I hope all of you are able to see this. Let me just make it mark red so that you see. You see this particular button, and this is called system instruction place. What is this system instruction place does? When you click, it will open. What is the instruction that you wanted to give? That is what it is asking. So you can tell what the AI has to look like for you that you can instruct in this system instruction. Okay. So one example. So I'm going to tell that you are my Korean teacher. Okay. And you will help me learn Korean language. Okay. Each response you are providing, teach me, teach me in Korean. Okay. Like that we are giving. Okay. That's it. This is the prompt that I have given. Okay. So now, because I have given the system prompt, now you made the whole AI as a Korean teacher now. You have a free Korean teacher now. And you can ask anything with the Korean teacher. The Korean teacher will help you learn it. We will see whether she is doing it. How to say, hi, how are you in Korea? Okay. So I'm going to say, so now, because you mentioned this as you are a Korean teacher and it is providing me everything in Korean, right? And I absolutely don't know Korean, right? So, hi, how are you? Right? It has given this in the Korean language. Okay. So, this is where how you present it is very important. Okay. Korean teacher. You will help me learn Korean language, right? You can say, I only know English, and when you explain Korean, explain this through English language. Okay, through English language. Okay, I'm adding this particular statement so that I understand. I know only English. So I asked it, you are a Korean teacher, you're going to give me explain the Korean language, but I know only English. So you have to explain to me in English. That is what we are telling. Teach, and each response you are providing, teach me in Korean. Okay, Korean, you can say through English as an example. So that's it. So now this system prompt is added. Now I can say the same text here. Again, I'm asking how to say, hi, how are you? Now you see the response. Now the response is in English. Now I can understand what I'm saying, right? So the most common standard is a polite way. And the way is the most standard and polite way to greet someone is Hanyang. That is what it says. Okay, I really don't know, but effectively, this is what this is how looks like they will greet you in Korean. Okay, and likewise, there are various different options available for you to play around on this, right? So this is an example of it for you to understand it. Okay, you can customize this particular one for any language. So now I'm going to do Hindi, right? I don't know Hindi. So I'm going to say, you are my Hindi teacher. You will help me learn Hindi as a language. I only know English. So when you explain Hindi, explain it through English language. Each response you are providing, teach me in Hindi through English. Okay. So now I have given the system prompt. Now I change the system prompt now. Now I give the same text here. Hi, how are you in Hindi? Okay, when I give that, now it is thinking, now we got a Hindi teacher. Now previously we used to have a Korean teacher. Now we changed the teacher to Hindi. Now how did you change it? You just provided the system prompt there. You got a new teacher now. Now the new teacher is teaching you Hindi now, right? So let's move from Korea to Hindi. The universal greeting is Namaste. And how do you pronounce it? And how do you pronounce it? And how are you? And what are all the different ways that with which the Hindi items can be learned, right? Aap kaise hain, right? So like this for how do you greet a man, how do you greet a woman, like all the differences that it is providing beautifully in Hindi, right? Now you got a free Hindi teacher that you can learn from. Isn't it amazing, right? You got a free Hindi teacher to learn from. Great. So now we looked at how do you um, first is in terms of language option that we looked at. Another variance. Now I want, you can continue this conversation. I just gave this as an example. Okay. So I am doing good. I am doing good. How to travel to Mumbai? Anything I can ask, right? Because it is a teacher and it is going to tell that how to explain things in Hindi, right? It is not going to tell a route for Mumbai, but because it is a teacher and it is going to tell how to actually interact and provide the details, right? And it is providing how to travel to Mumbai is the second question I have added. And now it has taken the details, assets, and provided the details with this is the actual Hindi representation, and you can tell how to ask in Hindi how to travel to Mumbai. So now it is going to give me a completely different answers in terms of how to ask in Hindi, how I am doing good, how to travel to Mumbai as a question. So now it is teaching me as a teacher how to move to travel to Mumbai as such. And this is in a way to learn new language as such, right? So like this, you can continue to interact, and as you interact, you can learn a new language as such. And if you want to remove this teacher, you just need to remove the system prompt. That's it. So once you remove the system prompt, and it basically goes back to blank, and that represents, it's all are provided here. You can ask anything now. You want a specific teacher to come in, and you can specify that in the system prompt. And another interesting way to do is another way is you can ask it to provide in a very different way. The response can be in a very different way, meaning when you want somebody to teach and you like poems or poet, right? So you want them to teach a poetic way of doing things. Okay. So you can do that as well. So I will tell, um, you are a Hindi teacher. You will help me learn Hindi, and all the response in Hindi has to be in a poetic way or a poem, and you will explain the poem to me. Explain the poem to me in English. Okay, I'm just mentioning this. I know only English. Okay, I can mention that as well, right? Done. So I've mentioned this in the system prompt. You are a Hindi teacher, but you're going to respond to me as a poetic way, or a poem you're going to respond way. Okay, so I'm going to ask, how do I say, how are you? So let us see what it is going to come back with. So when I asked this, I did not mention anything. So now it has understood. Here is a poetic way to ask, how are you in Hindi? It has created a small poem, and it is explaining what this poem is about, and explains that details to you as such, right? And isn't it awesome, right? It's a very beautiful way to learn a new language or learn a new skill utilizing the AI's ability as such, right? So going back to our presentation, so this is the same thing, how the system prompts can actually help do that, right? System prompts details. And the second tip is on language learning. We looked at the sample as well in terms of learning a Korean language as such. So how you can actually effectively do that as such, right? So we have come towards the end of the program, and on first day. So on day one, we started with learning what is AI, what is intelligence AI, and what is generative AI. And then we looked at an introduction to Google AI Studio, and we looked at so many sample prompts to help you do well on your studies, right? And you all learned about an advanced prompting technique on how you can actually use a picture prompt to do better. And also you learned about how to generate images. You can give various prompts and generate images. And we also looked at how you can use the system prompt to instruct or bring in new teachers for you. and use the teachers for learning new languages or new skills that you want using AI. So these are the items that we looked at. And before I go to the actual one, I want all the students to take a promise with me, right? And all of you probably take your hand and put on your chest and repeat this, what I say, along with me. You can be in mute, not a problem. I promise to thank and respect my parents, teachers, and every individual. Repeat again. I promise to thank and respect my parents, teachers, and every individual. You can take your hands and you can be relaxed. Now, here is the exercise time. So I want all of you to next 10 minutes, you can try out these exercises. And you have any questions, you can ask me while you are doing this exercise as well, right? So we are towards the end of the program on the first day, and this is a Q&A session time. You have any questions, children, students? Any questions? You can unmute and you can ask the question. And
No,
as I
sir.
told you, very good, very good. So as I told you, all of you have to complete and submit your exercise to eligible for your certificate. Okay. So, so make sure that you do all the exercise and submit it so that you can get a certificate at the end of the course. Is that clear? Very good. Now is the question and answer time. Anybody has any questions that you have, you can ask now. Yes. See, no, okay, fantastic, Darsha. Excellent. So we will go through this exercise one by one. Will help you understand the exercise and do the exercise and provide the answers, right? These are all for you to learn better. So you can use any of your subject. You could be on 5th grade, 8th grade, 10th grade, I never know. So I kept the exercise very general so that you can do them on your own. So I'm sure all of you has a science subject. Find a complex topic on that which you don't understand and ask the AI Studio to provide a step-by-step approach to understand the topic, whatever may be the topic. Okay, your choice. I'm leaving it to you. Okay, and ask AI what are all the pros and cons of learning multiple languages. What is pros and cons, advantage and disadvantage? So what is advantage and disadvantages of learning multiple languages? Ask that. And what is the response that you got? You just capture, understand it, share it part of the exercise as such. Okay. And for you, I'm sure all of you are having a study plan that you need to create. Let's take for your science subject, create a study plan for learning one chapter, okay, in science subject, and ask the AI to create a study plan for you, okay, and understand how the study plan is created and take it forward, okay. And now on the maths chapter, I'm sure in the mathematics there are a lot of formulas, concepts that you don't understand. I'm sure all of you will have your mobile device. Take a photo of the formula or the concept you don't understand on the math book and use the Gen AI to solve that problem using that image that you have taken. For this also, you will use the same chat option that is provided. Okay. And the fifth question is use the picture prompt framework. We looked at picture prompt framework. There are various options are provided, and use that to learn about a new topic on your science subject. You could be 6th grade, 7th grade, doesn't matter. On your science subject, there will be a topic that you need to learn, providing the picture prompt framework. Okay. And the last one, we just saw the system instruction. And in the system instruction, and you can ask the teacher to be a Hindi teacher, and you have to ask any question. And what is the response the Hindi teacher gives? Take the response and submit it as a final one. So what you can do is you can complete all this exercise. You can copy paste the output into a Word document and submit it either on email to the Innovation Global team or to the WhatsApp group. Okay, anything is fine. Okay, but I want all of you to try out these exercise so that you can get the certificate at the end. Is that clear? Right? So now in today's session, we started with an introduction of AI and generative AI, and we introduced the Google AI Studio, which is a free tool. All that we are going to teach for the next today and tomorrow, all are free tools. It's all freely available. Anybody can start using this. Any students can start using this right away, right? And we also looked at what is prompts, and we taught about how to learn your subject well with the generative AI. And there are so many concepts that we looked at. And then as a fifth one, we looked at what is a prompt engineering and advanced prompt engineering, and how this picture prompt framework is going to help you on performing better. And towards the end, we looked at tips and tricks. Okay. And if you guys don't have any questions, and we are towards the end of the program, and thank you very much for joining today. And you all have enjoyed and had a wonderful session learning. I'm going to be here for the next 5 minutes. If you have any questions, you can unmute and ask. Otherwise, thank you very much. And you can go have your dinner and have a nice day. And please join exactly at 9 o'clock. We're going to start exactly at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Okay. And thank you very much, team.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.